Hello students, let us start with the quantitative aspects of electrolysis. So the mass of reactant consumed or the mass of product formed at an electrode during electrolysis, it can be calculated by knowing the stoichiometry of the half reaction at the electrode. Stoichiometry is nothing but the number of moles reacted and the number of moles of the product formed. So this stoichiometry we use to balance the reactions. So the number of reactants reacted and the number of product formed or the number of moles of the product formed, those should be balanced. That is nothing but the stoichiometry of the reaction. So the stoichiometry of the reaction at the electrode, it can be done, and for this the mass of reactant consumed and the mass of product formed during electrolysis can be calculated. So for this purpose, to find out the mass of the product formed, we need to follow these 4 steps. First is the calculation of quantity of electricity passed. Secondly, the calculation of moles of electrons passed. Third is the calculation of moles of product formed. And the moles of product formed can be converted into the mass of the product formed by multiplying these moles by molar mass of the product. So in this way, we can calculate the mass of the product formed during electrolysis process. So we'll go this one by one. First, we'll talk about this calculation of quantity of electricity passed. So we'll proceed for the next slide. So the calculation of quantity of electricity passed, this can be calculated by using this equation Q equals to I into T. So the amount of electricity passed, which we express in coulombs, which is denoted by Q here, it is equal to I into T, where this I is the amount of the current, which is expressed in ampere, and T is the time in second. So if you multiply these two things together, we'll get the amount of electricity passed through the electrical circuit or in the cell. Now, by knowing this Q, you can be able to find out the moles of the electrons passed. Since this is the redox reaction, so the involvement of number of electrons is very important here. Number of electrons lost, those should be gained by the other half or other at the other end of the electrode. In this way, the redox reaction gets completed. So the moles of the electron pass, it can be calculated by knowing the total charge, that is Q, because we know that the flow of electrons, if it is going this way, the electric current will pass exactly in opposite direction. So the charge of 1 mole of electrons, it is equal to 96,500 coulombs, which is nothing but 1 Faraday. So this is nothing but the Faraday's first law. The charge of 1 mole of electron, that is equal to 96,500 coulomb. So to calculate the moles of electron passed, it can be done with this equation, Q divided by 96,500. So Q is expressed in coulombs, and a charge of 1 mole of electron, that can be 96,500 coulombs per mole. So this much is the charge of on the 1 mole of electron. So if you divide this quantity, this coulomb will get cancelled out and you will get the moles of electron passed. So per mole. So Q divided by 96,500, that will give you the that is the charge calculation of moles of electron passed. So once we get to know these two things, that is the quantity of electricity passed, that is Q, and then we can calculate the moles of electron passed, we can proceed further the calculation of the moles of the product form. So we'll proceed further. The next one, that is the moles of the product form. Now we have these two equations with us. Q equal to I into T, which is nothing but the quantity of electricity passed. Then moles of the electron passed can be calculated by Q divided by 96,500. Then by using these two equations, we'll proceed further the calculation of moles of the product form. Suppose we have this equation, we need to use here mole ratio. So if we have this equation, copper plus 2, it gains 2 electrons and converted into copper in solid form. So what is this mole ratio actually? This is the moles of the product form in half reaction divided by the moles of electrons required in the half reaction. So here, if you look at this, 1 mole of copper is formed by using 2 moles of electrons. So to convert these copper ions into copper in solid form, 2 moles of electrons are required here. So 1 by 2, this is the mole ratio. Once we get to know this mole ratio, we will be able to find out the moles of the product form. So the moles of the product form, it is nothing but the moles of electrons actually passed. So moles of electrons actually passed can be calculated by this, Q divided by 96,500. So we can substitute here, Q divided by 96,500 into mole ratio. Because we need to multiply this quantity, that is moles of electron passed, by this mole ratio, because this is the redox reaction and the number of electrons or the moles of electron transferred from one end to other end. This is important here. So we need to calculate here mole ratio. So multiply this by mole ratio, you will be getting the moles of the product form. So all these things which I put it in a square here, this one and this one also, this can be used to solve the numericals based on this. Now, once the moles of the product form is known to us, we can convert this into the mass of the product form. So the moles of the product, if you multiply it with the molar mass of the product, you will get the mass of the product form. Now remember, this is a redox reaction. So some amount of reactant will be reacted to give some amount of the product form. So we need to know how much is the amount of the quantity of the electricity passed through the circuit. And during this passing of the electricity, what are the changes? Those are occurring with the moles of the electron passed, then moles of the product form, and then you can calculate the mass of the product form. So if you sum up all these 4 steps together, mass of the product form can be calculated by this I into T divided by 96,500. So this I into T is nothing but Q. Divided by 96,500 means this is the actual moles of the electron passed here. So this quantity is nothing but the moles of the electron passed multiplied by mole ratio. So these two things will give you the moles of the product. And moles of the product, if you multiply by the molar mass of the product, so this 3 together will give you the mass of the product form. So these equations can be used to solve the numericals based on this. Now suppose we are talking about the one cell only, where there are only 2 electrodes are there. So you can calculate for this very easily. But if the 2 cells are containing different electrolytes, so what will happen? How do we proceed for the such calculations? If there are 2 cells containing 2 different electrolytes and those are connected in series and same amount of or the same quantity of electricity is passed through them, then the masses of the substances liberated at electrodes of the 2 cells, those can be calculated. So W1 is the mass of the product which is formed at one electrode. W2 is the mass of the product formed at other electrode. So those can be calculated by using Q divided by 96,500 into mole ratio of the one, means the half the reaction at one electrode or rather at the one cell, into molar mass of the product for the first cell. Similarly, you can calculate W2, Q divided by 96,500 into mole ratio for the second cell into molar mass for the second electrolyte. Now, Q divided by 96,500, if you rearrange this equation, this one. So you can write, this is the moles of the electron passed equal to W1 divided by mole ratio of the first cell into molar mass of the first electrolyte. And the moles of the electron passed in the second cell can be calculated by W2 divided by mole ratio for the second cell into molar mass of the second electrolyte. So these two terms will be equal because these we are saying that the same quantity of electricity is passed. That is, the moles of the electron passed should remain here the same. So here, if this W1 divided by mole ratio of 1 into molar mass of electrolyte 1 equal to W2 divided by mole ratio. MR means mole ratio of the second cell into the molar mass of the second electrolyte here. So in this way, you can calculate the cells of the two cells containing two different electrolytes and which are connected in series. So the masses of the substances liberated at the two electrodes can be easily calculated by this way. And we should always remember that these are the moles of the electrons passed is same for the both the cells. So in the next lecture, we will talk about the galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Thank you.